It sounds like you're to some degree into that like life hack world and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
What do you think what's some of your like top 2 or 3 or whatever, if you have any, stuff
cool.
like that?
Okay, so speed your trackpad up on your laptop. Put it at the maximum speed that you can get it up to.
It's a great one.
Yeah,
It's so fucking... You're just moving around the speed.
I actually just got a new this laptop right here, and I was using it for a minute, and I go, what's going on here?
Dragging it
because
around.
my old one is like sped up or whatever, and I sped it up, and I can't like...
Such a game changer, man. So that YouTube Premium is a fucking...
Oh, really? You think so?
So worth it.
I've always refused.
Me too. I promise you, because you can do a 30-day free trial. I fucking should get commission here.
And you just don't see ads anymore.
Never.
Yeah, you're right.
Think about how many times...
How much is it?
$9.
Yeah, this does seem like a branded content we're doing, but
can you play it offline?
Yep. Download offline.
That's a huge one.
And you can play it when it's locked. So if you're listening to something, you can just lock and it'll keep playing. So
You're
everything's
right.
like a podcast. It's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Have you ever heard someone who doesn't have Spotify Premium and they're listening to tracks and then an advert comes on, you go, what, are you being serious? You don't pay for Spotify. And they can't pick individual songs. That's now what
YouTube.
Non-YouTube Premium is like.
LeBron James is so famously cheap that he has Spotify.
Stop! Shut up!
He's like legit. He's like he like doesn't go over his data and stuff.
No,
he seriously is like legit. Like he's just
he doesn't go over his
he's like
data.
a frugal guy.
So YouTube Premium, speed your trackpad up, sleep with your phone outside of your bedroom. That's fucking
tough.
I do that.
Unreal.
I don't have my phone
buy a radio alarm clock.
Yeah,
Put your charger outside of your room. Leave
I
your
like
phone
to wake up and write things down though.
I
just
do
get a
walk
pad
over
and
to
pen or something like that.
Like a chisel, like it's 1940. You're right.
No, I don't sleep with my phone.
I mean, I've heard that one before, and I keep. So what you have to do is get a normal alarm clock, right?
Yes. Yes. Well, here's another one.
I have my phone, and I keep my phone. My bedroom's near my kitchen,
Yep.
and I just plug my phone in my kitchen, and it's loud enough to wake me up. Although for my other show yesterday, I had to change because it's a call-in show, so I had to change my like ringer because it would ring during the show, and then I forgot to change it back, and then I overslept half an hour this morning because I couldn't hear it because I forgot that I had changed it. So
it's complex.
Yeah.
But you can get here's another one. So they do sunrise alarm clocks. So especially if you're somewhere that doesn't have a ton of sun, maybe in the wintertime, it starts a bright light that gets lighter and lighter and lighter over time.
Do you do that?
Yeah, it's dope. Especially in the UK, it's dark from 4 p.m. until 8 a.m. in the middle of winter. Mm-hmm. So it's so good because it just means that you wake up to light usually rather than sound, and then it'll do sound after a little bit of time.
I used to have one of those too. It didn't seem to work for me. I just need scary noises.
Yeah, aggression.
I need like a drill sergeant noise. Like my girlfriend hates it.
Drill rap.
Yeah, drill rap. There you go. Yeah,
could wake up to some nice drill rap. Yeah,
gunshots.
Right. I would love to get my phone in the other room, but I've tried that 2 or 3 times, and I always quit.
This is like the nofap thing again.
Yeah.
So that would be one. There's an application for Mac called Alfred, which is fucking unbelievable, and it gives you an unlimited amount of clipboard history. So typically you can copy the last thing that you had. Mm-hmm. With Alfred, you can copy the last 100 things, and it just keeps a little clipboard of
cool.
it. It's fucking unbelievable. And then you can have things called snippets. So you can have a couple of letters that expand out into either some text or an entire. Yeah. So you'll have it's text replacement.
Mine will be like it'll be. Hey, thanks for the message, but I'm not interested in doing that show. And I can just type,
I remember.
You just type in HE, and then it goes, hey, man, really appreciate it.
Yeah. I actually remember.
I don't use it that much, but I was on that for a bit.
When that first came out, our buddy Kevin, we snagged his phone and we changed like LOL to like I'm gay or something. So then he's like he sends someone a thing, he goes LOL, and it's just like I'm gay. And he had no idea how to turn it off.
I still have a couple that I'll type the right combo every now and then, and I'll type. Well, here's one. I'll tell you one I did. As if I type in the first the first half of my email, it does the rest of my email.
Yeah. That's so easy. So that your address, postal address, phone number, stuff like that.
I should do that with the postal.
Yeah, it's super easy. Or if you've got responses like you had there. Yes, thanks for the booking, or no, I can't do it, or whatever. Like all that stuff's fucking dope. So yeah, the clipboard manager is unbelievable as well. It just means that you're moving around the screen a lot less. So those are some good ones. I would say getting a good notes application. So like Apple Notes.
We use Evernote.
Yeah, Evernote, Notion is unbelievable as well. And just putting everything onto that's going to make your life a lot
Evernote's
easier.
been pissing me off lately. What they keep for
Me too.
probably a year.
Agree.
They say, hey, we have this deal, 40% off, but if you click now, like if you say no now, you'll never get it again. And they show it to me every day.
Dude,
I'm like,
Evernote's
stop
old
saying
school
I'm
now.
yeah, but I'm like, stop saying I'm never gonna get it again. You show
They
it to me
do
every day.
annoying things sometimes.
Have you ever had a Squatty Potty? Do you know what one of those is?
Yeah.
They have one at Gas Digital.
Yeah, I've
Squatty Potty's legit,
I
man.
think.
I
yeah.
use one-
Unkink that rectal shaft, yeah.
I used one for
Danny
a bit.
was.
and then
It was weird. Danny was showing up to parties holding this fucking.
when I went to, you know, what's funny? When I went to Thailand when I was probably like 15 years ago, and they have the squat, like, you know, the squat toilets.
hole in the ground.
Hole in the ground, literally a hole in the ground, like, but it's whatever, porcelain. And I remember it was so foreign to me that I had decided when I arrived, I'm like, this is too much for me.
No dumps for the entire trip.
No, I'm just like, I'm finding a toilet all the time. And then we went.
And he
on-
found apparently you can pay someone $10 to be your toilet.
and then we went on some like jungle thing. And I remember I literally was so like, I was just like so stupid, but I took a bunch of, I don't know if it's like Imodium, whatever, just to back you up essentially, right? So that, because I was like, I'm going to take so much, I'll do it at the end of this 2 days. And then because I knew that was my only
Are you
option.
serious? You constipated yourself so you didn't have to shit?
So I didn't want to
That's
shit.
crazy.
Okay, I would love to fucking see you go shit in a hole in the ground, Ryan. I don't want to actually watch it, but I want to see you afterwards.
I was saying that's why you call girls birds, because then when they shit on you, it's good luck.
And then I remember I finally did. And then now in hindsight, I'm like, you know what? Actually, that's not so bad.
Good position.
And their knees are also
If you
good.
walk into the bathroom when Danny's actually taking a shit, he's got his legs up in the air.
Well, like in Asia,
Over your
literally,
head.
if you've been in Asia, like you see 80-year-old men and women squatting, and their knee, like their range of
Perfect
motion,
range of motion, yeah.
is like a child's, and it's because they fucking shit like that, and they sit like that as well.
That's what you need, man.
And that's what you do.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. Here's something I've found. In America, you have really high toilets.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, compared with the UK.
Are people taller here?
Maybe. Yeah, there are a lot of fucking tall people in America.
A lot of fat people here. So I think, I will say, you probably would see less of when you see a toilet and it's like kind of crunched in. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly think I remember that about UK, like smaller stalls.
Yeah.
Where people are beasts over here.
You're
Right?
going to be able to get the mobility scooter in and out.
Yeah.
What are they called? Rascals.
The rascals,
Get the
yeah.
rascals in.
Those are popular here. Very.
It is a way better thing. One thing that I've been trying to do lately is when whenever things get like too much is going on, try to make you're only allowed to pick 3 things, and those are the only things you're allowed to focus on, like this week or this month or whatever. Be like, okay, fucking whatever you're thinking about all that this week, only think it's like stand up, this, and that's try to cut out all of it. And then even
Yeah, that's generally a good strategy.
Well,
I don't know. You just collect so much clutter in your day-to-day life as you get fucking older. and
most of
lazier.
what a to-do list is the things that you're not doing rather than the things that you are doing, right? Like it's a prioritization list as opposed to a to-do list because you've got tons of shit to do.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what am I going to do first? So from this, the best...
You are right. That's exactly what it is. You're making a list that like gives you the permission to not do the other stuff.
Precisely. Yeah, it's saying no to everything else and saying yes to this one thing as
Yeah.
opposed to the reverse. The best thing that I found for productivity is like, what is the single most important thing to do that gets done first? Like, let's say that you've got one big thing to do each day and 3 little things that you need to do. If you do that big thing, it's going to have more impact than all of the rest of your to-do list combined, right? But that's the one that always gets put off because it's usually the most difficult or the most challenging or whatever. Just do that first. Do that first, and the rest of the day is going to be really easy to you.
Yeah.
That's a huge one. I know, but sometimes that's why it's. I think sometimes it's easier when you're not in creative fields because it's like there is this up and down to probably any entrepreneurial thing or whatever. There is this also a graph or whatever of some sort where sometimes the more that you try to hone everything in and itemize it and make your life very regimented, the more you try to regiment your life, the more you just get away from doing anything
Well,
good.
it constrains the fucking creativity, right? This is why
you need to find the like balance of it.
Who was that dude? Who was that writer that had the insane daily routine? And Rogan spoke about it a couple of years ago. And it was like awake at 3 p.m., line of cocaine.
Oh, Charles Bukowski, I think.
No.
No, not Bukowski.
Who wrote Las
Fear
Vegas?
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. What's
Who
his
wrote
face?
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? You're in front of laptops.
What's the fuck his name? Why can't I remember this? Hunter S. Thompson.
Yes, him. But that's how you
Yeah.
get creatives that have these bizarre routines.
Those
where
are
you go,
good short term. They're not that like sprint
hardly
thing.
sustainable.
It's not very sustainable.
Yeah.
Especially, again, he lived in a time, or was making a lot of this stuff in a time when maybe you make something a year, or you make two.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't living in a time where like all the best people are, just have these like crazy regiments of how much stuff they put out.
But here's a way to do it, right? That you would be able to get around that and gives you a nice blend between the creative stuff that you need to do and a little bit of regimenting stuff. Just have a morning routine. So my advice would be you need to walk. As soon as you wake up, just go for a walk.
I run as soon as I get up, first thing.
It's just optic flow, it's called. So you're moving through a landscape and it's going past you. It's just going
Run out of the bathhouse. Oh, I fell asleep here again.
and yeah, go for a walk, get back, maybe do a little bit of reading and think about what you can do for the day. Like that's a 25-minute morning routine. And every single day that you know that you're doing something, maybe you've spent a bit of time reading or meditating or doing breath work or whatever, you've got a little bit of time to do something. It's like the rest of the day can go to absolute shit. And it's like you said about the gym earlier on, that everything's gone to pot, but at least you got to go to the gym or have sex with this girl or whatever. Like at least you got your breath work in first thing in the morning. You've done a walk and then plan what you're going to do. Do the first thing first. Alfred, Apple Notes or Evernote, phone's outside of the bedroom. Fucking... You've won life.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson's pretty big on the regimented sleep schedule, but that you need a regimented life to be able to always regiment the sleep schedule.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, that is, especially if you're traveling internationally. That's probably
Tough one.
Is he going to the overseas?
Everywhere, man. Yeah,
he's
that tour is huge.
That's
serious.
I'm sure it's doing numbers. And the one thing that I was going to say is that, so whenever I was getting into trying to stuff whatever lifestyle designer things that make your life better. When I was growing up, I felt like the biggest thing was always everyone saying, all the top people read or whatever, right? But I feel as I've gotten older, I'm like, I feel like is readings for chicks.
readings for chicks.
So I feel like readings for chicks.
Readings for chicks.
Readings for the gals.
Girls do.
Readings for the gals. But more importantly, I feel like with, podcasting and all that stuff, there's like, I don't know. There's
What about audiobooks? Does that still fall?
Well, sort of.
You know what I find is the less, when I like, and this applies to comedy a bit, but the less I physically read versus audiobooks, the worse I find my vocabulary gets in terms of...
It's better if you read physically?
Just seeing the word, like actually seeing the words versus hearing them when I listen in an audiobook or whatever. Just in terms of when I go to like, when I'm searching for a word, I feel when I'm reading, I'm more likely to get it.
I retain more from reading versus listening
Oh,
to
me
stuff.
too.
But I think you're right. I think that the problem was that all of the best billionaires on the planet read books and stuff would have been before podcasts and before Audible and before YouTube and before...
I think so, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think
it's about the information. It's like you can say, there's some therapeutical benefit of the actual thing. And I go, that sounds like fucking
I find for me though, like
hogwash.
with, because I do listen to audiobooks, but if I'm listening
You're
to
big enough? You're strong enough?
if I'm listening to an audiobook, I'm listening to it more than once. Generally.
Really?
Yeah.
to retain it.
Yeah, to actually retain it if it's something that has kind of practical information. Like
There's a Pray Away the Gay book.
pray with a guy.
Every morning.
Just stare in the mirror and I just listen to that thing.
I'm going to need to take
I
that
listen
for a
to it on,
second
I don't
spin.
even listen. This is my life hack too. Is I listen to it on half speed, really slow. You're not gay.
Do you read?
Yeah, a little bit when I can.
Yeah, I don't know. The only time I would do it is if I went on like a vacation and you go, you're sitting at the beach or whatever and you got to do something. So I pretend that you like reading or something.
Yeah.
It's weird though. You
You have the cutout with your phone inside
I
of it.
swear to God, I feel like I'm doing an impersonation of a human being when I sit on the beach and read like everyone else. I know imposter syndrome. I don't get that in normal life. I get imposter syndrome when I'm doing normal things that normal people do. Like grocery shopping, I get imposter syndrome. I go, I'm not a woman. No, I do. I swear, doing normal things like grocery shopping, I feel
could
weird doing them.
I would pay money to watch you trying to figure out what the right produce is. Like, if you
What's your solution? You have
selecting
to eat.
tomatoes.
You have to eat things. What do you do?
Oh, don't get into it.
But no, I don't. I don't do the shopping.
Who does the shopping?
I don't know. Like anytime I'm dating someone, I feel like they do it, or I would just order all the stuff. If I'm doing it myself, I usually get, like
Tell them about the cheese dreams.
cereal. No, sandwiches. Yeah, I don't get anything crazy. I get a lot of microwave dishes.
I love the idea
like
of
a
you
child.
having imposter syndrome of being a human, like just doing normal shit, folding clothes, going, look at me.
This isn't how somebody would do it.
No one knows.
No one knows that I'm not a real human.
I actually do though. It's those specific things. Yeah. At a beach, any beach activities where we're supposed
Like frisbee.
Frisbee would be an example of one. Like if I was playing catch with a frisbee on the beach, look, we're doing it. you know. I feel like a guy that's pretending to fit in.
He looks
you know
like a
what I mean?
robot that was just programmed
To play the
to play the frisbee.
Yeah,
for the first
yeah.
time. It's like looking at its hands, like
Becoming self-aware.
Jet skiing would be
becomes sentient in that moment.
Yeah, that would be an example of one.
Jet ski.
Jet skiing, shopping's the big one. Like I feel, being at a grocery store, just fucking.
I would love to watch you try and find like avocados. Just that process of just.
I don't
picking
even
up.
get bananas at the grocery store. So anyway,
Keep it simple. That's his big hack. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple, stupid. Fellas, thank you for watching that clip. Now, if you want to support this podcast, an easy way to do it is patreon.com/theboyscast. There's a new episode every week, only 5 bones, and we got tons of episodes there already. So support the dogs.
Support the dogs. I've been Bowen Yang.